We'll begin the news by queering up politics. Joe Biden launches Out for Biden-Harris campaign to win LGBTQ+ votes in November. Yesterday, the Biden-Harris campaign unveiled a targeted initiative aimed at energizing support from the LGBTQ+ community for President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris's reelection bid in 2024. Characterizing the current administration as the most supportive of LGBTQ+ rights in history, the new initiative called Out for Biden-Harris underscores the campaign's dedication to the LGBTQ+ community and recognizes its significance in previous electoral successes. Campaign manager Julie Chavez Rodriguez emphasized the pivotal role of the LGBTQ+ community in securing electoral victories in an exclusive interview with the Advocate. She said, quote, LGBTQ+ voters are a force to be reckoned with. And that we are. The campaign reports that the 2020 election witnessed the mobilization of almost 11,000 LGBTQ+ volunteers whose contributions were instrumental in securing the victory for Biden and Harris. In order to leverage this strong support network, the Out for Biden-Harris initiative aims to re-engage these supporters and amplify their influential efforts. The campaign aims to draw on community advocates like drag performers, elected representatives, and LGBTQ+ religious leaders. The campaign video shows the vice president, who recently celebrated 20 years since performing same-sex marriages in California, invoking Harvey Milk's legacy. She says, quote, rights are won only by those who make their voices heard. And because of you making your voices heard, marriages are more secure, end quote. This campaign shows the importance of our voice and how it holds this election in its hands. Even Trump is trying to win LGBTQ+ voters by announcing his wife's presence at the upcoming Log Cabin Republicans Fundraiser.
We are so excited to launch Out for Biden-Harris.
As the great Harvey Milk once said, rights are won only by those who make their voices heard. And because you made your voices heard, marriages are more secure, and Joe Biden is our president, a president who elevated LGBTQI+ leaders to every level of our administration, who fights for the safety and freedom and dignity of all people every single day.
We believe LGBTQ+ rights are human rights.
We will do what we have always done in this movement, in this community, which is collectively, we will continue to build unity. We will continue to build coalition. We will always be fueled by knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us. We will be fueled by knowing we are all in this together.
What do you say?
Please text OUT to 30330 to join us.
So what I love about this is it really does a good job of reminding me about everything that the Biden-Harris administration has done. I didn't put it all together until I saw it in front of me, and I really like that as the promotional piece here.
You know, I'm a hand-wringing, what-if kind of person, although I try not to be. And the story makes me wonder, what if this kind of outreach to the LGBTQ community doesn't help the way it might have in the past with this re-election? Does that mean that our votes in the future, that LGBTQ+ voters, will kind of be overlooked as a voting bloc? It feels like a lot of pressure. And I don't do well under pressure. So you guys, it's up to you. It's up to all of you.
If you need me to take you to the polls, I will.
Thank you.
I think it's fantastic that actually the Biden-Harris campaign recognize the population and not take us for granted. I mean, let's face it, most if you swing a poll in Wilton Manors, you'll hit 9 liberals before you hit a conservative that would not admit that he's conservative. So for me, the fact that they're not taking us for granted, although we are overwhelmingly democratic, say a lot about acknowledging our community's power.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? And maybe Jamal and Bev Papa, you might have a different perspective on this. What do you think about the fact that this is Kamala mostly in this ad and very little of actual Joe Biden?
I don't know, Jamal, you go first.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I didn't cover this question at all.
No, that's fine. You want to get into my secret thoughts. I find this a little bit pandering. As far as Democratic and Republican, I see that Trump is pandering now with his wife going to the Log Cabin, and we reported on this on Monday. And I was here when we reported on it. And I was like, this wasn't Trump's first time, even pandering to the LGBTQ plus community, which he calls the gays. And here we have not seen Kamala in, I don't know, since we did it, Joe. And now we hear her talking about Harvey Milk and all of the great things that the Biden-Harris administration has done. And so for me, it just really falls flat because I feel as though you could have done more from the beginning, from maybe last year, from maybe 2 years ago. We just went through a pandemic. Hello.
From the
we're
beginning.
still recovering. And with all of the laws, last year was the most anti-LGBTQ plus laws. We didn't see this much activity from them, but now they want our votes.
Exactly.
Now you want our votes, and I lean very Democratic since that's my voting history. But in my personal life, I lean towards whatever is in front of me that speaks to the morale or keeping the morale of the country. And honey, I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna vote for him, but
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I honestly share the same sentiments, and especially because like there's so many anti-trans laws like out there in the country, and like I was fearing for my life for me and my friends were fearing for our lives for a very good hot minute, and not much was done in the White House to really protect our lives. So it's like a disillusionment that you feel, like seeing them like use you for their political campaign, but not really care about your lives when you need it the most. You know?
On the other hand, I just want to put a counterpoint out there that the Biden-Harris campaign, or by extension the federal government from the White House down, has very little to say about the state government policies. And in the lower federal courts, Donald Trump has packed it with so many Republican appointees that are Federalist Society and Heritage, whatever.
Right, so their hands were
appointees
tied.
That the first layer of courts are going to reject LGBTQ plus rights. And with a 6-3 super conservative majority, there's very little in the judicial system to benefit us either. I mean, some cases surprises us. For example, the Bostock case, which is about LGBTQ plus, especially trans employment discrimination. And I can understand why. I mean, I'm not a Biden-Harris apologist, but I understand why Kamala was doing this part, because Kamala was California. She's from California. And therefore,
And she performed marriages. Right.
Yeah.
We get it. I get the illusion. I get it. But also, what was it to put together this TikTok? Come on, we all do TikToks and content creating. It took nothing for them to do this for some votes. So it could have taken nothing for them just to speak out and say, trans rights are human rights or something like that. And a cute TikTok like this, like what? Come on now. Like this was what, a 90-second TikTok?
Yeah, I do
doesn't take
TikToks.
much.
I can attest that it's
Even
a
if
very
you're
short
not
amount of time that you
speaking outright against state rights or anything, just the basic decency of human rights when you know what's going on in the country through a TikTok. Like you're doing a TikTok campaign for like y'all planning on
Well,
it.
but
just discovered
they're still gonna have to find another platform because TikTok's about to be banned. Remember, like we gotta figure that out.
But it's also a cute. It's also a cute way of them showing the
Solidarity.
Solidarity with TikTok and the importance of the TikTok platform.
Absolutely.
And we could have been doing this for months and years now, but yet now here we come up to the election where you need our votes. You need my vote.
So I'll just say that I don't do TikTok. I only do OnlyFans, and it's a lot more complicated. It's a lot more complicated than you think it is.